Hi, Miles. This is your phone number. My name's Rachelle Linney. Go on Facebook to see me. Rachelle, Linney, Linney. Crazy story, but it's all true. It's what it's all about.
Good thriller, you know? It would. Anyway, all right. Catch you later. Bye.
Thursday, 9:20 a.m. Hi, Miles. It's Michelle. There was something going on around here yesterday. I guess my Sarkozy or whatever was around here giving me a bunch of cash, probably. Anyways, no, they don't want us to know, but still on the verge of going down the tube. Anyways, I'm that little catalyst that can go this way or that way. I just wish I knew what to do to try to help this situation out for others, because it's really crappy in this situation that I have here now. Good for putting that on Facebook. Zuckerberg's kids are my kids. Clinton's kids are my kids. Oprah was doing things with my cousin. That's what they didn't want to get out. You know, she was the one with Beyonce. To what's happened over in California, too. So that's why they're all running. Soros came over to L.A. to tell me that was talking to me in L.A. So, you know, I had all these idiots, but at the end of the day, they're all together. Trump and Oprah were running for president in 2000. So it's all connected, and it's still going down the same route, but at the end of the day, it's still about the baby situation. So good for you for putting it on. Just keep getting it out there. This is for the kids. This is for the lads that have died. This is for World War II, for a joke of a 1,000-year game. All right, bye. Thursday, 11:47 a.m. End of final message. Oh, Miles, I'm looking at the comments, and yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes when I get into it, it's just that it's sort of like I just get scared and I just ramble it off. But it's coming out, and it's nice to see questions. Antarctica, yeah, they've asked me to go up there to live, actually, and I didn't understand why. Some ladies with beautiful blue eyes and white hair. And then there was also the thing about the Getty family. Well, that was the picture that I have there of one of the Gettys, and that was with Robin Williams at the Peninsula Hotel, and that's when they got Manchester United, and that's when ISIL came out, and that was with Aloid. And I was at the Getty Museum, and underneath they told me I could go live under there or something if there's a problem. Chinese people from Wyoming were saying there was this guy who is Nathaniel man, that he wanted my DNA, and he has 1 billion people in Africa, and I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? You want a baby? I couldn't figure these things out, and I didn't know why me. It had something to do about the specific time I was born. Those 4 days, like the 12th to the 13th, like that, to the 16th. So there was something very special that they were looking for, that we had like a comet pass, and it was debris passed by, and it was like Star Child of what's going on. So, I don't know, it's pretty crazy, but we had all the Nazis in they knew a lot more, and we had them in our hometown. So, hopefully you'll get this. Okay, bye. Tuesday, 1:38 p.m. I hope you got my last message, but I just wanted to say, this happened to me. This is not something that I'm just thinking of what's going on. This happened, and it was traumatic. So, yes, it's kind of hard. And if I don't eat right to where it gets into a ramble, because, it's a scary thing to keep coming up and trying to say. But I'm trying to, because that is how we are still here, of what they don't want you to know, for weather, for men on men, of babies, of what our whole industry is about. And it has gone perverted because our minds are reptilian, and they needed to be controlled of who controls us. So, yes, it's like 2,000 years ago about Jesus line, and it is the Jesus line, and it's a bloodline, and now it's CRISPR line, to where men can do all this. The thing is we don't want the Vatican, we don't want the men on babies to do weather of babies being born to dying, to do this. If there's a balance of the mind of the children, then we don't need to do all this evil stuff anymore. We can do good. But see, they're ashamed for what they've done. They have no truth, and that's why they are doing all the lies. And if they tell the truth, they'll be killed. So, again, it's horrible stuff to say, but it's trying to find the balance, and we got to come up. We've made it. We want to go backwards, or do we want to go forward? Okay, bye, Miles.
Tuesday, 1:42 p.m.
Sorry, Miles, there's like 2 different phone calls when I call you, 2 different ringtones, and 2 different things that's going through. So I just wanted to say the reason why I hung up is because my family came home and I had to get on with some things. And, it's upsetting. $330 billion for a fake Benghazi film. Why was that? That was because the King of Saudi's son is my son, of what happened when I was raped and impregnated when I was the chairman of the Republican Party in Texas 36 years ago. Bell and Howell helicopter with Roswell, with Bush family was there, Reagan was there, and then again, this is why the Vegas who had the protected line, Alaweed or the Saudi king's son, to where it now comes back down to was the whole game. They didn't want anybody to know. With my daughter's family to CIA. And the thing is, it's hard to talk about. But yeah, it was the Vegas people that they got it. John's the one that said, what would I do with the $330 billion? And that was 2/3 of the village, where they took the film too far. And that's where we got all our SEALs killed and taken loose ends out of all our guys around the world were loose ends and they don't want anybody to know, which is wrong. So again, it's men on men at the top that they have to do this. And they look at the things. They like to do up the bum. It gets perverted. And it's what they do to the kids and everything like that. And, with guns, to make them brave, to make them look, they're cowards, to have the tattoos all over them and stuff. No, you don't do this. But we had to go that way because we didn't have the weather. We didn't have everything of the God gene of where to get to what we're at now. But we own it all. Now it's perverted, so now we just kill everybody, to let it all happen again and play a new game while all of them have stolen everything. No, we need truth, and that's because we have computers. So, okay, bye. Oh, hi, Miles. It's Rachelle. I have some money for this guy with the AI of what you were talking about, the money for water, oil. You left me. It sounds like a really good idea. I don't know how to get a hold of him. I thought maybe you might know how to get a hold of him. Hope your job's going well. I have no problem with what you have done. I can't help on the keystone of what the heck is going on, but, you guys are going to find out sooner or later. I had pretty big people talking to me from Netherlands, and the people saying, beware, they're starting to feel who they are. I can't do what you guys do. All I know is to keep talking. Florence Picasso is another one to where that was what got me in trouble over in America. When my daughter went to school in Geneva with this Picasso family, but he's from Vietnam. He's an adopted. So we have a lot of things, different things. Everything is around me. As crazy as it is, it's what's going on. You don't want to learn about it, you're scared of it, or you want to do harm to it. That means it's going to do harm to our world. It's what it is. These people have done this. We need to correct what they have done. And that's what we have to do, is just the truth. Men and women are out. It is not me that's doing this. It's them. I'm telling you what's going to happen with the new Holocaust. Black, Hispanic, and Asian, because that's what servers do. That's what they're going to. I know the end game because they have done it to me and they keep on the track. Don't be scared, Miles, of it. And as far as with Ireland getting it, you know what? My father-in-law, what he has done to my niece and this family is disgusting. That's a shameful thing to be put on the proper way to Irish people with the Pope of kidnapping my daughter with Saudi Arabia and putting them on a picture of $450 million and doing Vegas and killing her. Okay? Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm sorry. You guys got to get big pants on and stand up. I've had to deal with this. This is my family. But this is going to be everybody. So keep going. I'm glad you're doing well. This BT probably won't even get this to you, but that's fine. We still have hope for our world. Okay? God bless. Thanks.
their door. Otherwise it will go on and trillions will be lost and secrets. And you cannot win. Message sent today at 11:25 a.m.
I'm just going to stick the phone up with the camera in front of it. Do you want to talk again? Do you want to say it all about what you're talking about, Rachelle?
I can.
About good karma, bad karma, and your baby.
About what?
Your daughter in Spain.
Yes, very true. It's good karma, bad karma. It's very important. All right. Do you want me to start right now?
Yeah.
The good karma and bad karma, what it is about is why the 1,000-year game of all the churches. That's what's left my uncles out of Sicily to come over to America, to my uncles who was Eisenhower to come over to stop World War II. It's the protected line. It's the Jesus line. It's a bloodline. It's men and women, but the thing is, it's a woman's line. It's why 200,000 years of CRISPR. It is our species of man and women to a new species of transhumanism. They found our species, my bloodline, so what it does, they take the X out to put two Y's in. But it comes around to how do we protect ourselves, protect the innocent. Why Syria? Why the babies? Is because they have innocence of not knowing this game. We must teach this game, otherwise bad karma will come back at them. Why the Pope, Trump, and Obama, and whatever? I had a Shiite baby. They stole the Shiite baby. That is, they gave 19 babies to Dubai. Dubai has rain. This creates weather. This is who we are, the oldest mother-to-daughter line, mitochondrial Eve. So this is what all the Nazis were putting together to do all over, to do a new species. It's a 1,000-year game of the bad karma Mona Lisa, the black, kill out all the black women of who might have this, one beautiful woman as the Mona Lisa, as even Marilyn Monroe, I think, even had this, where it goes down to 2,000 years of the Jesus line. This is not a 2,000, this is 200,000 years. So who's Jesus? It comes back to the mother line. Who cares what you're going to believe, man or woman, of being Jesus? It doesn't matter. It's a new species. This is the end of our species. Cleopatra, the heart to the sun. It's an energy line that I can even balance energy of who we are. But these kids are going to go bad of what we've made, then that's going to be bad for the whole world. It's going to be unbalanced. So we have to keep going, thinking of how to do things the right way. We got here. We all made it here. We all deserve the truth. Bad karma, good karma, the Galactica, or whoever. You want to do bad to the people that have done everything good, man and women, to a new species. Look, rape is rape, and what is Romney lost? That's the Jehovah Witnesses with Kushner, with what is going on with the Nazis out in California, of Klaus Barbie, with my sister's line, with Stan, with Antosh, which is,
Before we forget, people keep asking what your bloodline is.
It's a bloodline of who we all are. It's the species line. This is how they get to the God gene. It's who we all are. So it has what it is. Why am I so different than my sister, which is the Klaus Barbie with the Nazis that came over versus the Germans of USA, of what was Stan and who Prince George is. It's the game, Russia against USA. These people live a long time, and we are immortality of our blood of these under 25 false flag kids, to where what it is it's they can infuse it into their blood to where it's the fountain of youth. This is the Jesus line, and it's also, most importantly, what they needed. It's a vibration, a frequency, like a radio station tuning in. I am the code. I am the code to be able to see. 2012, we were just about ready to see everything. Keep calm, carry on. But the thing is okay, we would get scared when we see them. We might be their food because they live off of fear. This is what all this fear mongering is. They live off of that fear. Everything, fear, 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 fear. The thing is now I just heard in Ireland, they got, because I was talking to Scotland for like an hour and a half, they from Ireland, they've taken away a CERN machine. They had a CERN machine. They just set it down in Cork, of all the places where William Penn was from. Where William Penn was with ACS Hillingdon, where, I'm from Pennsylvania, where this all come to where even Francis Bacon was there, the Rosicrucian line of where it's even the Shakespeare, of which is my family's line of in Greece, in Italy. They both came from Sicily. And that's where when we got the when we got the Nazis, the Operation Paperclip over, they were all joining they were mixing everybody's bloodline up. Every woman has been impregnated to what has been going on with the Federal Reserve is to bet on this. First Federal Reserve with the Rothschilds was to get the Romanov line, and with Jack the Ripper type of the DNA of the Bolsheviks going from the east end of London all the way up to the Poland, where Netanyahu, they all knew it, and the Pope John was part of the twin, and you have to kill out Abel, which is the woman, because the Pope doesn't want the Vatican doesn't want the women to know who the Jesus is, which actually comes back to the mother line. And why doesn't this work on the mother? It's because she has the love for her children that she breaks away from this mind game. It's the love of the child. It's the love of who we are that it breaks it. Because they kept saying in California, we did all this here, and yet you're the only one that has ever done this. And that's the sperm in the head of the Collini and all this stuff is because our reptilian brains are getting free. And now 2,000 years ago, they had to control us again to where it goes perverted. So all these men have had to do perverted things. Trump's a man and a woman in one body. So is, Melania to Ivanka to Kushner's a woman. Who cares? White eyes with reptilians. I wasn't scared. Everything was happening to me. Boom, boom, boom. And I was just thinking how mafia, this, that. You don't care. You're just trying to live to have 4 kids. My line kept breaking because I was coming back to my 4 kids. Now with my son going over to Spain at the moment, what's going on with this? What's happening? Maddie McCann was Princess Diana, which was with my son, is twins. Twins with the Romanov kids that were taken. And then with Jack the Ripper put in line with the Bolsheviks, to where Rothschild brought her over to America, to where we get the Federal Reserve. It's better on our DNA and our bloodline. We can change DNA. We can do a lot of different things of what is happening with bloodline. What it means is that it's protected. If we tell the truth, it is a protection line. That's how I see it, because that's all I keep doing is yapping my head off all the different places in this world to make sure we keep trying to do the right thing. And nobody's doing the right thing because everybody's scared. I'm scared. But all I know is to keep what's happening in the right direction, that men and women deserve this together for our species. Time out. Okay. What is rape, impregnate? That's great to kidnap me, to kidnap my daughter, and say that's the portrait of Vegas for Saudi kids. Oh, let's blame Saudi kids' son. Really? Well, no, he's my DNA from when I was chairman of the Republican Party in Texas 36 years ago. John and Hal, Reagan was there. Bush family was there. Bush Sr. And the Pope wasn't shot with when we got my Mona Lisa in 1979. Victor Victoria, he did all the portraits in the White House to where, he did my portrait, Victor Rothschild, the Queen Victoria's illegitimate son, a game. It's all a game, but the Turkey and the Iran prince drove me home to Pennsylvania from Florida, from Boca Raton. That's why all your shootings. And why do we kill out all the shooters in the end? We take out loose ends. They were innocent kids. They're innocent people, but you cut out loose ends. Cut out loose ends, fake Benghazi, kill the guy, or fake Bin Laden fine, all these guys. Why? Gore squashed the library. That was the Matt Tabi in Rolling Stones thing of what was all going on. It was all the library. It was everything. J.P. Morgan put 2 car loans on my car loan. If you do bad in La Jolla High School, you get a car. You join the barbarian mafia or whatever's going on there. CIA where Woods was at in Benghazi, his dinner shop was right behind it. This guy calling Germany to save my daughter. They took my daughter, what they were saying. I heard her. We can do clones. This is so important to understand. But it's not fair to kill the clones either. We look at them as angels. We have different species in our world. We don't hurt these different species. We had to do a lot of bad to get here. We can't blame, Aquino and all these people, that is just I can't even go there, especially since all my kids of what has been going on with my kids. The pet, too, is me and my family, is Maddie McCann. Yes, Floyd was hitting my car in the middle of London a week after she was taken. My brother was just killed the week before. This is about the protection line, but
you get a hold of Maddie, then you can become Pharaoh every 1,000 years. And that was 2000, and August 31st. I had to have the baby then, and it was with the Greek at Portland Hospital. And then the baby was over. I had to call the Great Ormond Street over. This is why you're 7'7", to where what was going on. I've taken a twin. You know, I saw Freud hitting my car. That is Murdoch's son-in-law. Murdoch is with my sister. It all comes back down to sisters versus sisters type of thing, of a Cleopatra thing. He was with Klaus Barbie. She was with Stan. She was with the Pope. This is where it's their species. Like, that's why he was trying to kill her with Bill Bradford in what was going on in California. Good karma, bad karma. Give it to Meghan Markle to make good karma. It doesn't always work, because when you know the answers to it, you know what they're doing. It doesn't work. That's why with Max Spears in Poland, they gave 19 babies to Dubai. That man's son, 33 years old, he died. Did he know really that Trump and all them, and because they killed a Shiite baby, that guess what? We'll just do it this way, and that's good karma then. No, and you give Nazi karma, Nazi gold back to Poland? No. You go down and take the niece and do all the shooting, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call from, Obama, Hillary, and Trump. They have my son in California. I'm running for congressman, go out there. Just because I'm still the Boston Bombers, I was running for congressman because UN shut down. Called the FBI. It was Charlie Hebdo. After I told the French police 2 days later, they're shaking my hand because they're scared a bit, but they knew I'm trying to do so we believe you, not even our own government. With Macron, what he's doing, and, with his army people even going off, and my kids are going missing, and, the military here in France, all of a sudden with my kids, and all of a sudden they're sending me pictures of them not alive, and basically you have Peru, my daughter's type of head of what they're saying, and, oh, that's her DNA. They put a skull together to where with Stan, it's his jaw, and, Trump just happens to be the Cypress line. Yeah, really? No. These are people making up and putting their bones into different places to say it's them. Like, there's 2 graves open of the Romanov kids. Those kids were taken, made twins, put DNA from Jack the Ripper, which has to do, they said something to do about Churchill. I met Churchill's granddaughter in London with Carlisle group lady of what was going on when I first came to London. So, you have all these fractions doing all these things. Well, this is why the twins are no more. With the twins with Diana, to where, you have to get the lineage to help protect, William and Harry. And yet, who's going to be the pharaoh at 2000? Was it going to be Bush, or was it going to be, they all have to obey, or was it going to be Prince Charles? They all don't want to do this, and that's why Bush family says, Prince Van Dyke, she was coming out of the bully club. And Obama can mind read, but not what you can do. I can just talk very fast and not everybody understand me. But, I'm excited because this is my family now that they're hurting, they're taking. This is, setting people up to a new Holocaust of Hispanic, Black, and Asian lines, of Putin and Trump going over, finding the Asian line that they had in Vietnam from the war, to do it all there, because Kennedy was doing it too fast, just going to the Hispanic line in Cuba and opening that up. And who was that with? Dalai Lama and Gorbachev. That's part of my line of who I am. I've had hope. I've done everything. Hopi babies, Hispanic. Don't ask me, it's like I was set up. Am I a good mom? I've had 4 kids, never cheated with my husband for 23 years. And then he just left me in California with my father-in-law, with union trucking of Legis and all what's going on in England with my sister, to set me up. I never knew that. I loved my kids. I loved my husband. I had no idea what was going on. And he left me over there to be killed because they got the bloodline. And what? I was the innocent. Kill me out. The bad karma won't come back at him. But guess what? Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. I was Lieutenant Graf Major of going across the countries of the decoy. Everything was bouncing off me. Probably because I was talking too much, and maybe energy just keeps bouncing off of somebody who keeps talking so much. I don't know. All I know is we got the kids to do things in a good way. Why get all these babies of all these royal families? It's all my line. This is all our line. This is our species line. To go to one body, little girls being born, having male genitals at 13, men having babies. This is the CRISPR line. This is the transhumanism. It's not transgender. It's not the gay. This is a new species. This is the end of man and woman. Time out. We can't tell the truth. We still go back and tell the lies of the Vatican. We're going to do everything all over again. For one body, we'll be able to have our own babies, I guess. We're supposed to teach, the new species, the moms. Or it's to go to Islam right now, which is 5 women to 1 man, or Jehovah's Witness, 5 women to 1 man, with Krishna and that lot. It's like, really, why don't we just tell the truth to set us free? And when you tell the truth to set us free, that's when the bad karma will come back to them. They don't want you to know that, not to be innocent. They don't want, if you're innocent, then you don't know, and the bad karma won't come back. If you know this bad story, crazy story, then guess what? The bad karma is how to fight back at them. They will not win. That didn't win with Max and everything in there because I knew what was going on. They sold 19 babies to Dubai. They told me what was going on, and I figured everything out. And, they were crying. He was crying because what happened? It was, and the thing is, it was Muhammad Adu, who was in Texas. He's CIA. He's in California with the guy. That's from the Lebanon family, which goes back to Paradise Papers. It's like going on Lebanon, royal family. And they're even taken out to where you can clone somebody in one day. So this is the chessboard of learning about you're taking out people and mixing them around, and you don't even know your loved ones are gone. And that's going to break your heart, but you got to forgive because we are here, and it's either we do that or we nuke everybody and then we lose everything to where, why? These kids, okay, because they're transgender, no, they're not one, but we still have major, differences of all species here. Just not, the top are one body species. They want men. This is what all the Bohemian Grove's about. It's the sperm to the head, the Collini, or whatever. But that's because we were getting free. But we've gone perverted like 2,000 years ago. Did they want to do that to us? Well, they mind read us. They're cold-blooded. They understand. They're reading our minds, so they want us to be lustful. Let's grab her bottom. Let's grab her boobies. But it'll make the men want them more, lust. So we want the men. Because women, I guess, are too fragile. But women break away because of the love of the mother-daughter type of the love of the child. So we have a lot of learning, but the thing is we're here, and they're hurting my family, and I'm getting some very strong people around me that are telling me what is happening and what is going on since I've been on your show. And, other people are saying, don't go there. We know you're in danger. Look, I've had to go to danger because, I don't want me to know everything. It's how we're getting further ahead one day more without a war. All our mission in this, with everybody in this world, is, not to hurt Earth. If it goes to a reset again, so we'll go to a new money reset, well, what's that going to do? You can't tell the truth. So all the money that we have just, you know what? Take out all the elite of what has done everything, the billions and the trillions, of what I can sue all these people. I don't want one penny, but this is all true. And they know it's all true, and they're all scared about that. But the thing is take all their money and pay off every country in the world, because they own most everything anyway. We don't have to do a reset, because if we do a reset, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to tell the truth, and social climbing up or whatever will be like, you won't be able to eat because you said something wrong on YouTube. You said something to this person, so you're not going to be able, really? That's the way we're going to go? That's our world? Look, we have a foundation. Everything's not right. Everything is way screwed up. But we got here. We have unbelievable children to where we didn't know we could do all this, and these kids can telepathy talk to one another because they're mixed up with that person, and that person. But that find your flock. It tells you in movies about a lot of this stuff of what's going on, unfortunately, of how us to...
What kind of movies particularly?
Well, one is Find Your Flock with different...
I'll have to stop and restart this recording. This camera's only got a 20-minute window to record. Take second part with Rachelle. Go ahead.
The one about Goat 2, that's either Tiffany, my daughter, or Maddie's the one with the goat with her eye like that. You have to understand what all that's about, not to do it again of 9/11 and what's happening right as today, and what they're doing to me and my family. They told me in the very beginning, Stan said, we're going to kill your family, you might as well kill yourself, being reptilian and seeing who he is. He was crying, he lost his energy, kidnapped me, kidnapped my daughter, but my daughter is part of my sister's line, which comes, I think, from Klaus Bar, because that's who lived beside of Stan and La Jolla side of Mitt Romney.
Rachelle, you're muttering. Speak up.
Okay, he's part of Queen Victoria's illegitimate son from Bertie. So it's that USA versus my husband's family, who worked in Buckingham Palace during Bertie's time. And so they got the DNA somehow that way with the Jack the Ripper side. They said that was actually Churchill's father. To where what was going on is that the Bolsheviks went from there then over to get the Romanov, kill the Romanov out. The last out were the Vissons. They helped start the OSS, CIA, the underground. They're with us over in Switzerland at the Montreux Palace paintings. It's all about to do with eyes, with them, and also Picasso. If one has wonky eyes, that's how you can tell the protected line, or this line of how it's like a wonky eye one way, one wonky eye the other way. But what you have to know out of all of this is right now is we're having another Holocaust. Because when I saw the Boston bombers at Philadelphia airport 1 week before, there was a German kid with them, and he told me to shut up, and there was another guy, that guy that had his son, the FBI took out the next week in Florida. It was a setup at the airport. Avis rented a car. Her name was Wanda, and she pulled the tape against 11 federal judges what was going on. That was the FISA of what was going on there and what Snowden was working on. I met Snowden over in Switzerland at UBS. So he was with CIA. So the thing is when I saw that, and I was coming from Reading, I was at Victor Manor with my aunt, and my rental car had 4 spare tires on it. So I was like, what the heck is going on? So I was going to go down to Delaware where my parents were, but instead I went over to the airport. And it was like, what was happening? Because everything was going crazy in California. 2 loans on my car, J.P. Morgan,
Okay, Rachelle, you're back with us on part 3.
What's this about
Project Olympic Games?
What was going on there was the kid
You're talking about the Olympic Games?
Nuclear bugs into the Iran nuclear system at a coffee shop. And I said, David, I have 4 kids. I said, what happens if my coffee goes into your computer? And Dianne Feinstein's yelling, national security. He's putting bugs into a nuclear system in Iran from a coffee shop. And his friend is Holmes, a Colorado killer. Well, tell me that's not. And then what? Woods, Benghazi, was a dentist right behind this place. Plus, there's a guy there from CIA or what was going on. He was calling with Abrams or whatever was happening there, calling Germany to try to save my daughter. Instead, that they took her underground. And this is when it went from what was going on with Max, and then the knee shooting.
Well, what was going on with Max?
It was a plane that with Murdoch, with what was going on, they came over to Coachella with all, Siri Hole's ex-husband with Rolling Stones. You have to understand what was going on. Coachella is a big, music event. They got $7.1 billion from indie films from J.P. Morgan from the library. They were, paid off. That had something to do with Obama and Hillary, what was going on. USA Army army was out there and Russian army was out there. I was out there trying to find my kid because I got a call from Hillary and Trump and Obama saying, we have your son in California. So I went out to California running from Congresswoman because I saw the Boston bombers. I'm like, you don't shut up about this. Biden and everybody's in our family of what's going on to Oprah with my cousins. Everybody wants this line, and I just happen to be the idiot that just absolutely doesn't shut up and talks too fast and people can't understand. Because everything's happened to me. Everything's around me. It's like AI. I was delivered with guys with a tuxedo on. This is my line. You say the bloodlines. The bloodlines is my grandfather came from Sicily. He was the Greek line, the Shakespeare line of what was spelled it wrong, but it was the Shakespeare side to where that's what Francis Bacon was, the Franciscan line that came to Ephrata. And then it was my other grandfather, that was the Black Madonna line. That was the one nothing like, but they always said it was a curse because they were left out in 1900 because it was a 1,000-year game of which church to end of the Jesus story. And they kill out the Black Madonna to see who they can kill out, who they can't kill out, It's to see who has a protected line. That's why the three uncles were with Eisenhower that come over to stop the war in France. Before we got into the war, we got Israel, because that was the game to get Israel, because that's this part of the game right now, of then to where it stopped the war. What's happening now is to take down USA and Israel to go over to China, because Rothschild has now given it to China, to where even the Vatican has sent over the cardinals to the Nazi side. So what happens, the Nazis came to America, now they're going over to China. And this is where Silverstein said to me, I said it will not work because they wanted to pass this game on to the Holocaust of Hispanic, Black, and Asian. And that's why Jay-Z and Beyonce went down and opened up Cuba. They had the film from Philadelphia, from Crosby, from what was going on, down to open up to Malcolm X's sister in Cuba. She had a $2 million in her head. I'm calling the FBI saying I saw the Boston bombers. They said, you don't have a big enough complaint. I call my friend Richard Campbell in Texas, Fort Worth, who lost his son by sticking up for me, and Ben Fortson, what is happening in Texas. And Texas said no to the FBI. I live with chairman of the Republican Party. We have a lot of bad and a lot of good. Everybody's taking oaths. Everybody's obeying and not seeing the big picture. Army, Navy, Air Force. We have a lot of it. They're obeying. So what you're not seeing, we cannot obey. We cannot do the oath anymore because that is not freedom. We got here fine. Now those people have to understand they have to be brave. Because if they do, they're going to be killed if they tell the truth. Everything is a game of Illuminati. There's more people, I think, Illuminati, it seems, of this game, and they get the young kids. If they tell the truth, they're killed. That's why Bush family said to me, Princess Diana died because she was coming out of the bully club. And Obama can mind read, not do what you can do. And Obama can mind read, but not what you can do. That's why Obama's following Trump around. He can mind read him for what he's doing. The end of the day is that Obama did save me. I am the end-day person. So if I would have been killed, then we would have had a war probably right away. I don't know if it's an energy line, if we just blow up. Probably because I talk so much, I must have a lot of energy that something's going to happen, I guess. But it is a balance to where with the weather, with the sun, we can do the right thing. We have done everything the bad way, but now we can do things the good way. We deserve to know the truth. We, as a species, have done it. This not... I am just a bloodline of the beginning of the species somehow. So my grandmother was the Romanov side. My other grandmother, she was the Lost Tribe, and that was what they were looking for. The protector line with the Jewish, and what Trump's trying to say is him, to where what he has done with my nieces is sell them to bloody over to China and North Korea, and that's the CIA with Google and what's going on there. I mean, they're taking my family apart. Take everybody else's family apart to do a new reset, but you can't tell the truth or you're not going to get any food. I mean, that's not freedom. That's not what we do. I haven't done all this to go that way. I haven't done all this to see my kids all killed to shut up either. We are not going to consent bad karma. So this is what we have to do with the kids. We have to get them to know a very bad game to where, that's what I would say, that why we have all these little kids things that are kind of twisted. But we need to have these stories to try to tell the kids so we can protect them. This is, you do something bad. I mean, here where I'm at in France, Sarkozy, to what is going on with Pelinet here, they do all the vineyard stuff for Santa Rosa. The people in the town were telling me they make babies here, and the Holland people here, this vineyard and stuff, and they're making babies to kill them, to gain power, to rule the world. Well, that's not what we should be doing. We don't need, and to have a bloodline of Trump getting Putin's baby, which is my daughter's baby, with her boyfriend, of a line, of a cell, of what they do, to trade with Kissinger of Maddie McCann, of what was part of my baby twin, to where that's how he's president. It's blue blood. It wasn't him. So he puts his DNA in what? In Meghan Markle and Harry, which things are not right there. But that's where he can rule then the world, be the Hunger Games. So that's where we're at right now. We did bad karma in California with Bill Bradford to kill all these hundreds of women in L.A. Some died and some didn't, and the police don't want to say anything because you have to look the other way. And now we're going to do good karma. Give it to Meghan Markle, stick her in the, and this is a vibration of who is really these people anymore, because they can do clones and they can take these people out so these people obey. So if she's really part of this line and stuff, I couldn't see her saying okay to all this. As a matter of fact, Kate even helped me, to have somebody else's baby, to do all this to them, to kill their kids. How is she to raise her kids, when it's somebody else's, and they're torturing this species of this human mother if she's not the species of that. And how could you tell Princess Diana that her children probably had to die to go into these different species? It's like cruel to be kind. So the end of the day is, this is one Earth, inside or out. We own it, okay? We have the computers. We don't want human rights for computers, and we don't have any human rights. We did this. Babies make weather. If men have babies, then they're going to be making weather too. So men are going to be having babies. We're supposed to teach men now how to have babies, yet not have any, truth for ourselves. Truth will set us free. Say crazy things, hey, we still got it there to where we can still say it, fine. Is it insane? Look at our world. Look at what these people do. France, England, and, USA, look what they're doing to Syria. We'll go kill. When I say something, they got to go kill out people for the Shiite or Sunni to get this. That's this Holocaust still. Is it Shiite or Sunni? So basically, they're taking out the innocent over there. I had a Shiite baby. I had a Sunni baby, King of Saudi King's son, of what happened in Texas. Nobody knew I was taken advantage of 36 years ago. I never said anything. That's why they did the Benghazi film. That's why Mitt Romney lost Rape is Rape. It happened to me. I have 4 kids. I let things happen to me because I was going to be killed. I was kidnapped. What do? They lost their energy. They're not supposed to say anything. I am not giving this to another species when we did it as humans. Am I human? I was born and raised human. I've done everything. I am normal. I'm boring. But, I had no idea. My husband's family, my father-in-law sleeping with my niece at 6 years old. I never put anything together. He's disgusting. He killed out his own family for a baby, for a cell from Charlotte. Who's to say my niece, totally messed up from all this? I didn't know. I was so naive. Yes, things happened to me, but I turned the other cheek and I just said, okay. I worked I had 3 different jobs and still went to university, I only just started paying off my loan, like 10 years ago. But I also put my kids through Steve Jobs Goes to the American International School. I met different people. Okay, fine. Who cares? All NATO commanders out there, all CEOs of the banks, and that was your 2008 crisis. I just go along happily, and I had no idea. I have a lot of crap. You just get on with it, put your head down. The England moms helped me, to do that. We came into the war too late. Well, the reason why we came into the war too late is because we had to get Israel first for the game. When you know the game, then you realize, okay, you're pissed, everything, but we have to forget. We are at the point, do we want to blow up or forgive? The people that died deserve to know the truth of they have done something with their lives to where we did the right thing. And all these little kids, not to have all these bad people do evil stuff to them to make all this energy of what they can do in a bad way. We need to take all these kids away and say, look.
Well, how are we going to do that, Rachelle? How are we going to do that?
What's that?
How are we going to do that, Rachelle?
I just talked to USA Hockey in Colorado, and I got a lot of the UK guys over to America, and it all happened from us from the UK hockey. Even I was going down to Cranley, Steve Batchelor down there, and he hung up. They're so scared. I'm like, thanks, guys. I've done all this to save everybody, but it's just nice to know you knew I was good and you were playing this game, but you're still here, and now now you can't even say anything because you're so embarrassed of what you've done, and you're so scared that you're going to get hurt.
I don't give a damn about me, Rachelle.
What's that?
Are you referring to me or somebody else? Sorry.
Oh, no. I was talking to somebody down in Cranley school in England. Down where, it's so funny, I think that's where Crowley was from. Alistair Crowley. Was he from Cranley area?
I don't know, but he lived up in Scotland, or did stuff in Scotland.
Well, there's something to do with Barbara Bush passing away and stuff, what was going on with that. I mean, she was part of the Rosenberg family that lived over in Switzerland where my father-in-law was, and that had something to do with him putting my DNA in 7 kids in my family. I mean, I really need to sue him because that's where it starts from, He was breeding horses with the Royals and doing all this with trucking with Murdoch and Murdoch's son-in-law.
What was Murdoch's role in this?
What's that?
What did Murdoch have to do with all this?
Murdoch came from my sister's family with ELO Jeff Lynn. Her husband's from Birmingham. He has the Klaus Barbie line with Stan where he was looking for her to kill because she had the tattoo on her back with Bill Bradford if they were killing out women with tattoos.
What type of tattoo?
He's Pope's son. He's Pope Francis' son. So you have to understand you got to get the DNA in to rule the world with your church line to a royal family baby and be president of the United States. And you have to be president of the United States only to take the United States down. The end game is you have to take USA down. That's the key. To do anything, because we're on the top. Now we're not on the top because actually Rothschilds have just put this over to China. But you have to understand, I already had a Hopi baby. I told Silver Street, Hopi baby, I'm Black Madonna, okay? And I'm also Saudi, King's son, why we got $330 billion for fake Benghazi bill. Why would Vegas and all these people get with the Navy, with the Whale House in La Jolla, why would they get $330 billion for a fake Benghazi film? Boy, I didn't do the film, but it was like something child internet pornography from Lindsay O'Neill and Ryan Stein's 230 Gravilla, with the last mayor of San Diego, who had to do with all of this, with why Gloria Allred went to take him out. And he had her a headlock of a lady. I was in a headlock. They were doing everything around me, what they were doing to me, and that's why it was a racist rape, what was going on with Stan and what he did to me first. This is where they can mind control you with the reptilian side of who he was. That's what they can do. That's why I was like in a total dizzy state for like 5 years. It was total mind control because this is when they get into your head of their fluids. It's like, this is why Obama's portrait has the sperm on his head. This is a mind control of what they needed to do to us because our brains were getting free. And that's why they were trying to find the reptilian brains are most strongest in the autistic kids, but they're seen. So now they're not going to be seen because they have they can make you walk in front of cars and pick up guns. That's why Sam was working with his lover, Peter, who's on the Charlie Hebdo picture, the Pope washing two gay man's feet. That's his son. He's washing his feet. That's the Walensky picture. Sam had bite marks on his hand from Peter's kid because he's autistic, but he had a really big reptilian brain. So what they were doing is this is your Sandy Hook and your Colorado kid. They can mind control these kids, and I think Santa Barbara kid that when it was shooting. So this is something of a controlling of a thing, of the mind control of what reptilian minds can do. That's why ours is getting free. So now ours is going back to a hive because they have the species line. They can make one species and make us hive control, to where we're not going to have the chakras of what we are as emotional as what our line is. It's just going to be sex and brain, only two chakras, which is why it's going so, could be perverted. I think it's perverted. It's how I look at it.
Is this going to be combined with AI? What's the AI involved with this?
Well, then they're going to mix it with AI too, because the AI is going to control the brain mapping of what, Obama's controlling. Obama did help me because he's black, to where, it came back to where they wanted to kill me. And that was the Pope would stand with what was going on with Trump, even Jesuits, what was happening. That's all the, Republican side. That's why Hillary said, why do you want to give it to them? Why do you want them to do it? They've done everything horrible to you. 9/11 to, Princess Diana, to steal your kid, to, kill your family. What's going on? I said, I had two beautiful sons. Whether they were mine or not, or whatever was going on, I loved them dearly, and I believe in men, of course, and our men are going to be so hurt when they find out how betrayed they are. Like Germany, this is a game. This is, and they even have to play the game or they will be killed out. Most likely, this is something like I said. Trump will be, played about to be killed out, to be a clone that's going to be killed, and give it to Kushner. I mean, he's firing everybody in the White House. There's not going to be anybody left, so he's going to have to give it to Kushner. Kushner's a woman. Ivanka's a man. Melania's a man. It doesn't matter. It's the species that you cannot see. It's who they are. Well done. She holds herself so well. But still, it's a game. It's not truth. We do not have truth. Then what's going to happen is it's all going to be going on, and man and women lose. So we have a crazy game. It's a radio frequency of Mary Magdalene line, of which they put all the lines together of the women, all the old lines, mother to daughter, and they probably stuck a piece of cell for Mary Magdalene in, because Dalai Lama and Gorbachev, Dalai Lama had Mary Magdalene's skin for 900 years, so it's a cell. You put 3 cells in to make a baby sometimes, or 3 DNA, something like that. I'm not real topped up on everything like this, but all I'm saying is this is around us, and the difference of 23andMe. And even 23andMe, the husband was with me over in California playing. They're all playing games. Soros, they're all playing games. I was just a football of everybody to come around to play games. But you know what comes back when I find out? Bad karma. Name and shame, and you're having problems and hiccups all over the place. Because this is where the karma comes back at you. So we need to teach everybody the karma. We need to teach everybody a bad story so that it protects every one of us. If they hurt the kids of the innocent, it comes back at them. This is why they take out all the loose ends. This is why they take out steel sticks and the 22 guys that fake Bin Laden find. Gore did what was going on, didn't want anybody to know, went over, sold Al Jazeera to Qatar, and Qatar got involved in all that and squashed the LIBOR rates with Saudi. And it's funny because, Turkey's the one that shot the Pope, and they know about all this, but yet Pope's working with Turkey, and then that's with the Sunnis. So the Shiites are with Putin and with Iran, and the Prince of Iran was with Turkey, driving me up with my Mona Lisa from Boca Raton to my hometown, and then that's when they shot the Pope to what was going on about the Mona Lisa. And then the Pope forgiving him, that Pope John Paul. He was with my uncle up in Philadelphia, and then my uncle took me for my graduation from University of TCU over to the Vatican, and I shook the Pope's hand to where my hand turned black, okay? And I'm like, what is going on? He must have had dirt on his hand, or he had ashes or something, and this is after he got shot, to where, it's not like when I was there, because there's a time life picture of me standing there, and I was there 2 years later after he got shot. And I'm like, well, this is weird. It's almost like a time warp thing. But my hand turned black, and I was showing my uncle, and he says, that has something to do with the Black Madonna. He even said that. And see, I'm even saying things, and then I'm remembering. It's because I talk so much and writing things down like what was that, Mad Charles or whatever, or King or whatever.
Yeah, if you just hold on a second, we're going to have to break on the camera because, again, we're on I think the fourth part on this, and away you go.
So I'm trying to get things out to remember. I'm not a computer, but I'm remembering things because I want to remember, because it's scary, because if you have to go present yourself in front of court, I can put this all down in format. There's so much information that you want to remember all the little bits of it because it's so important. Like, 220 billion we got April 24th, 2013, because I went to Wells Fargo, and basically Ryan Lightfoot let me call from the phone there because my phones were all out. I could never use my phone. We were totally cut out. And I called Switzerland, I called Jill Warshoff in England, and I said, get my kids the hell out of America. I saw the Boston bombers. Texas said no to the FBI for me because I called my friend Richard Campbell. Richard Campbell, the two names got taken up in Boston. I was with Jane Rosenfield up in Boston at Fenway Park. He's Mossad Salanda to what's going on with Mitt Romney. I used to be the chairman of the Republican Party, and Boston College got to the Olympic Center with the New Zealand coach. We got the Harvard coach in from Holland. We were just hockey for USA Hockey to England to USA. And then we were all set up from that to the Sons of Norway were with USA Field Hockey. We got the gay marriage certificate, which we didn't realize. So it was gay marriage, or women to know this 1,000 years, I guess. And, he's gay. He got into but, he called the police on me to where I got out to California. I had this Hispanic bank manager so scared, taking money on my bank account, 2-week car hire. I had 10 police cars and 2 helicopters around me for a 2-week car hire that I didn't pay for, that they took the money out of my bank account. I mean, this is real. And this is what they're going to do to everybody. This is the type of stuff that if you don't catch it, they're in your bank account, they take everything away from you. What are you going to do? This is our future. You don't have anything. You can't say anything. You just have to obey. And if you don't obey, you don't get money on your card for a reset for food. Or you can't travel because you're a certain bloodline in China now, and they want to keep you poor because it's a protected line for you to fight for it, to see how good you are. Really? To have all this done again to what they've done to me for being the chosen one, the key to everything, to what's going on, the witness, to let some woman as Trump and Putin are putting their DNA over in Vietnam in a protected line for one species, or if it's twins anymore, I don't know. It's supposed to be just one species of one man and women having male genitals, men having wombs, of that to be a new person, new species, to have all this happen to them all over again. And we're supposed to go back to have sticks and stones where it's going to start all over again, and you're not going to be able to go into the countryside because the reptilians or whatever is going to come out from the under the earth and come out and live, because they hate humans, because they can't live in our world because they don't have truth. Dan hated everybody because he doesn't have truth. I accepted him who he was, even after he did everything. Even after I put a rape charge against him and they killed policewomen, which was Murdoch. Murdoch was with my sister, with ELO Jeff Lynn, of Union Trucking, of all trucking in United Kingdom. Then I got with my husband in Texas. They brought David Beckham over with Leighton Orient, and I got with him. I thought, I had no idea it was all connected. My sister knew everything. My sister would never do anything. Nobody would do everything. I am different because I don't shut up. I just don't know why I can't. Even my own, they told me they were going to kill my kids. They told me to kill myself, so somehow I keep getting myself protected in a way not to feel so much of what they're doing right now, taking my son over to Spain and winding me up right now to really do harm to our world. Because if they make me evil and make me cold and make me do busting up of what I can do of this energy, maybe it can hurt a lot. Maybe if, reason why they didn't kill me of what was going on is they knew that it's the end and we have to start all over and bomb everybody. I don't know if there's something, connotation of doing something like that. So, but with Murdoch, and then I saw Murdoch's son-in-law, Freud, with Maddie McCann in London a week after. I was taking the kids over to the Portland Hospital. It all came from the Portland Hospital. I had to have these kids August 31st, 10 minutes before 12 o'clock, the same time Diana, and they were pushing me all over to these Greek people all over London to have these scans and different things, and the Portland Hospital was getting pissed off what Nick Nicholas was doing. And he knew all this, and he's connected to New York, which has something to do with the Lockerbie, to what was going on with Gaddafi, because Gaddafi was with Sarkozy and Cameron, PM, and, it's all come back to Gaddafi line is where Queen Cleopatra's daughter ruled. So Benghazi started there. So it's also taking all the bones out of everywhere and sticking your bones in, because guess what? History is, if you win, you get to rewrite history and stick your bones into that old person's place to say, you're the royal family, you are the protected line, you now can see you're the ruler of the world, to one world order, and you're the Hunger Game family. So you take the protected line and you mix your line in with it to fight the other line to see who's more protected, see who has a stronger, that can't be killed line. So again, with Murdoch, with ELO, Jeff Lynne, also with Jerry Hall, they were out in Coachella, and they said they're really mad at me, and then I put a rape charge because when I came out, I couldn't find my son, and I was like, this is crazy. What is going on? Why? And my mind just broke. I knew I was the love of my children that broke the mind control, and it was like, wow, I was raped first. Thank you very much. So we're going to get back to that, and from what happened with San Diego of the mayor and him in a headlock. I went to lawyer already. I went to every lawyer. They're all scared. They put themselves in costumes and come around me and say, we're losing the war, dear. I'm like, but you aren't doing your job. It's like nice that you all are doing this, and we're losing our species. You're all playing this game, but you don't understand the big thing is men and women are dead. It's our species that are finished, obsolete, because we cannot get on. We can't tell the truth. Everybody's doing these oaths. Everybody's obeying. These are our kids, and we're going to watch them go off to war for what? A game? All this studying that we've done, all this pain we've done, to realize it's a game of this? That's more insane than anything. But it is. And we got to understand that for 1,000 more years, Illuminati family just gets to walk into every bank and to do everything and to have everything just because they're part of this family of the 13. No. I will spit in everybody's little jar. You're all blue blood. All can be president of the United States. That's how Trump got in. That's what it's all about. It's all about being blue blood. And it is about telling the truth. That's how we're going to win this, is protecting the innocent by telling them not a nice story. And we got to try to say it in a loving way, but they know the truth. And when you do bad karma, it comes back at you. That's why with Harry and Meghan Markle, they were here January 1st. Crazy. They went down to, supposedly went down to Cannes, but they didn't. They were in the garden here. And I tell you, I was having an aneurysm for what was going on. I saw them. I would have gone outside. I would have, I was watching them, and I was like, it's like a joke. Everything's a joke, and it's not even them. It's actually probably Stan and Hillary that you can't even see. It's a vibration that you can't see things. I mean, we have some really crazy things going on, and it sounds insane, but I know one thing, and I'm not shutting up. I saw these people. This is what's going on. I'm sorry you haven't seen all these things. What's going on? I'm telling you. The Pope wants to write a new Bible about this. You know what? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. It's our species we want. It's not the different species of what is going on here to where we have a new species, you can't do anything about it. Bull crap. We did
Rachelle, we have to wind up now. The battery's about to go.
Sweetheart.
What do you want to say as a roundup in 60 seconds before the battery goes?
Well, it's okay. I'm getting these phone calls in an hour and a half to Scotland. You know, we just got to keep talking something crazy. I know it's insane, but people, please understand that, you know, we all deserve, with Galactica or whoever's ruling what's going on, we as a species have done it, and we deserve to know the truth before they pull the plug, and that's not fair because I've done nothing but to help all this, and I've lost everything, and I don't want anybody to go through what I've gone through. So much love to you, Miles. I'm so happy that you're trying, sweetheart. My heart is getting. It's going to have to be very strong this week. Right now, what's going on here with me? I need a lot of prayers at the moment because the prayers are going to help me. I've seen everything and I know what's going on, and they're really pushing their agenda right now.
Who is they?
I'm the one to take out for them to hurt everybody else's family. God bless.
Okay, thank you very much again, and that's April the 18th.
Oh, sweetheart, thank you.
Battery's almost gone. Okay, good night from
Good night,
from
sweetheart.
France.
Thank you.
Rachelle, goodbye.
Bye-bye.